awesome literature. On tonight's episode, we'll meet these three authors: J.M. Coetzee, Amy Tan, and Alice Monroe. Awesome literature. On tonight's awesome literature, the English-speaking world.
Why, hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello, audience.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Alice Monroe.
I'm J.M. Coetzee.
Oh, what a nice place.
Should have a seat,
Oh, thank you.
my lady.
Oh, what a nice gentleman. Oh,
Hello.
oh hello.
Hello, I'm Amy Tan.
I'm Alice
Hello.
Monroe.
Hello, I'm Amy Tan.
John Maxwell Coetzee.
Hello, I'm Amy Tan.
So, this is awesome literature. And we're here to discuss some awesome literature.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Amy Tan.
Awesome literature. Our first guest is J.M. Coetzee, the South African Nobel Prize winner.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Maxwell Coetzee. I was born in 1940 in Cape Town, South Africa. I have written many books and I've also won many prizes, such as the Nobel Prize of Literature in 2003. I've also been a professor of literature at the University of Cape Town throughout the years. I really would consider myself a serious and calm person.
Awesome literature.
I am now going to answer some questions that you viewers have sent in. And they are especially about my book, Disgrace. So here we go.
Awesome literature.
And here's our first letter. Dear Mr. Coetzee, what is the main theme in Disgrace? From Sarah. Well, Sarah, there are many themes in Disgrace. However, a major one is post-colonialism. Disgrace depicts the struggles of finding one's identity in a post-colonial society, where the social structures changed very dramatically during a few years. I have used detailed descriptions of places and people to resist stereotypes of the indigenous people. Language is key, and I have tried to incorporate local languages in order to reclaim culture from the colonizers. I have a quote which underlines a big problem in post-colonial South Africa. It is crime and violence, especially between white and black people. The reconciliation is not fully finished, and the quote is from chapter 15 and goes like this. He tells himself that he must be patient, that Lucy is still living in the shadow of the attack, that time needs to pass before she will be herself. But what if he's wrong? What if, after an attack like that, one is never oneself again? What if an attack like that turns one into a different and darker person altogether? The main character, David Lurie's daughter, Lucy, gets raped by 3 black men during an attack on her farm. The quote reflects on how it is difficult to move on from an incident like this, and how it may change the way you look at yourself. Oh, thank you. Another letter. Dear Mr. Coetzee, can you give examples of other books besides Disgrace that you have written? From Charlie. Okay, Charlie. Boyhood, Youth, The Master of Petersburg, and Disgrace.
What's he doing? I don't know. Is this part of the script? I don't think so. He's not supposed to do that. Dude, gotta call the flipping cops. What's he doing? Like, Jesus. I don't know. Oh no. Oh, he shot. Oh god! Oh god! Run!
Awesome literature.
Thank you for your questions. Now you will meet Amy Tan. Goodbye.
Awesome literature. Our next guest is Chinese American author Amy Tan.
Hi. I'm Amy Tan, and I'm a Chinese American author. I am the author of the award-winning book, The Joy Luck Club, which has been translated into 35 different languages and has been made into several movie, TV, and opera adaptations. I was born in Oakland in 1952, and I am currently the lead editor of the Los Angeles Times
Magazine.
magazine.
Awesome literature.
So now, dear viewers, I'm gonna read some of your viewer questions that you've sent in regarding my novel, The Joy Luck Club. Here comes the first question. Thank you. Mrs. Tan, what are some of your most important themes in your novel, The Joy Luck Club? Sarah. Well, Sarah, the most important theme that I always try to underline with the majority of my works is the cultural identity crisis and the mother-daughter relations between the Americanized daughters and the Chinese immigrant mothers. I really like to underline this theme because I'm a subject of this myself. My mother was fleeing the Japanese invasion of China during the Second World War, and the only place she was able to escape to was the big blue red star American USA.
Awesome literature.
Anyhow, next question. Dear Mrs. Tan, is there any characteristics of the post-colonial literature in your works? Charlie. Well, as I said before, this is a deeply personal issue for me because I am the subject of this myself. So I try to really paint a picture of how the cultural identity is a real struggle for the Americanized Chinese daughters because of their Chinese heritage and their American upbringing.
Awesome literature.
So anyways, the last question please. Dear Mrs. Tan, do you have any special quotes that you would like to share with us? Sarah. Well, of course, Sarah. I have this quote from my novel, The Joy Luck Club, and this quote comes from the first chapter. What will I say? What can I tell them about my mother? I don't know anything. The aunties are looking at me as if I had become crazy right before their eyes. And then it occurs to me, they are frightened. In me they see their own daughters, just as ignorant. They see daughters who grow impatient with their mothers talk in Chinese, who will bear grandchildren born without any connection, hope passed from generation to generation. This quote, which is found at the end of the book's first story, establishes some of the central themes that I chose for the novel. The passage establishes Jingmei Wu as a representative of the book's younger generation, the American-born daughters who feel largely out of touch with their Chinese identities and with their Chinese mothers. As Jingmei acknowledges this, she also shows a deep sympathy with the older generation. She understands their fears about their daughters, their distress at the idea that their hopes and dreams may not survive them. In these modern American women, for whom so many of the old values no longer have meaning. So, dear viewers, this is the last of the questions. And now, you will meet Alice Monroe. Cut! Those questions were so bad. I really need a coffee and a spicy sushi roll right now.
Awesome literature. Our final guest, coming right from Canada, is Alice Monroe, the Nobel Prize winner.
Hello, fellow book fans. I am Alice Monroe, the Canadian author and Nobel Prize winner. I wrote the successful short story collection The Moons of Jupiter, but I have also written a lot of other works, among them Lives of Girls and Women and Runaway. I was born in Ontario, Canada in 1931, and I am here today to answer some of your questions. So let's get going.
Awesome literature.
Alright guys, let's answer the first question. Dear Mrs. Monroe, is your work really post-colonial? From Sarah. Well, Sarah, the short answer is no. The long answer is also no. My works are not really post-colonial in the sense that you have already learned that about, cultural integrity and such, as Canada doesn't really have Aboriginal people except for, of course, the native ones, but I'm not one of them. No, my works are more about Canadian culture and family issues, and also the theme of growing old in a world full of young people. I guess you could just say I'm a bonus for this show. I describe myself as a very peaceful and quiet, sweet old lady. My books, they all take place around the same area in Canada where I grew up. And they're all about these old women who they get older and older, and people around them are so young and naive. And I try to write it from my perspective as an old lady, to try to really capture how I view the world. But also I try to incorporate the Canadian culture, that of family and loyalty and knowing everyone and having this small community and friendship. And I depict mostly female characters, as me myself is a female, and therefore it's easier. And I would say my most famous work then is The Moons of Jupiter, which won the Nobel Prize of Literature.
Awesome literature.
Anyhow, next question please. Dear Mrs. Monroe, if you're not post-colonial, then why are you on the show? From Charlie. Well, I guess you could say that I might be old, but I'm never out of style.
Get off the stage!
Awesome literature.
Alice,
Anyhow, that's all for me. Bye bye. I'm now going to play some Fortnite like those young people.
Awesome literature.
Well, that's all from us.
And thank you for watching the Awesome Literature Show.
I hope you learned something new today.
And this is goodbye from me, Amy Tan.
And me, Alice Monroe.
and me, John Maxwell Coetzee.
Bye bye.
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 Into the moonlight, even if I try to cancel pictures into the mind, there's a flashing in my eyes. Don't you see my condition? The nation is gone right again. Can't you see now? Illusions right into your mind. Deja vu, I've just been in this place before. Higher on the street, and I know it's my time to go. Calling you, and the search is a mystery. Standing on my feet, it's so hard when I try to.
Awesome literature. On the next episode of Awesome Literature, we'll meet special guest Ernest Hemingway.
Hello. My name is Ernest Hemingway, and I'm sad.
See you next time on Awesome